kind of razz him, really, no matter how he did, if he did well or if he did, he was going to get it either way. Right. So, I really liked, he was, a really nice gentleman, and I really liked him as a person. So for me, it was just, it was like the stars aligned because we all ended up winning. I mean, obviously Adrian won the show, but I won a wonderful trip and some money, and Nino won money as well. And so I felt like I couldn't have asked for a better experience, really.
Yeah, but I just want to say this one thing, the puzzle that you solved. I've never heard of being your bond in my life.
That is so funny. That is, what's really funny is I've heard that from several people. And I think it might be a generational thing. Like I think I know it from like one of those random things you hear your grandparents say,
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
because my nieces are like in their early 20s and stuff, and they're like, what is that? What does that even mean? And so we've had these conversations. My nephew, same thing. He's 24, 25, and he said, you solved it before I even had any idea what the words were,
Yeah, yeah, and it's so funny because like I was actually at my dad's house and watching past last show, and I kept saying like I kept thinking like shopping bag or
yeah,
because
yeah.
like I was just like, and then like I think like the P was caught and obviously wasn't where I thought it was, and I was like, oh,
Yeah. Well, what's so funny is like before I played, I thought I'm gonna get every single letter. Like I'm just gonna keep spinning. I'm just gonna, because why not, right?
Yeah.
Until I landed on that Barbados tile, because my husband and I had this whole conversation, kind of, when you're wishful thinking about what the opportunities or what could happen.
yeah,
And my husband says, let's just go to the Caribbean. Like we're from California. We've never been to the Caribbean, he or I. And he's like, just win a trip to the Caribbean. Doesn't matter what else happens then. And so when it actually landed on their Barbados tile, I was like, oh, good gracious. Like we can wrap it up now. Like I got to solve it because I got to go tell my husband to pack a bag, so.
so when is Barbados?
When is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna try to go probably January, February, because that's kind of their good
Okay.
season.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's their
Okay. Yeah.
good. I don't want to do hurricane season. I'm not that
Oh yeah.
adventurous.
Yeah.
Just
Oh yeah. But that's cool. That's cool.
So what
yeah,
was the total winnings on the show?
it was a little over $20,000. So the
Yeah.
trip to Barbados was about $12,000, and then the rest was 8,000 something in cash.
That's awesome. That is
Yeah,
awesome.
it was really, it was honestly, when I tell you, it was a dream come true.
Mhm.
And like I said, I feel like I had a bucket list experience.
All right.
Yeah.
So, when you told your family and friends that you were going to be on the Wheel of Fortune, what was their reaction?
My parents were like, well, of course you are. because they because we had played, like our whole lives, and I was really good. Like I'm
Mhm.
exceptional in my living room, let me
Yeah.
tell you.
Yeah, aren't
And
we all? I was too. I
Yeah.
still am,
Yeah. Do you know anyone that was like
on
on the show
stage, it's a
before you
total
were?
different story. It's like a
yeah,
bank account, right?
really, really, it's a whole, like
Yeah.
you said, it's a whole different story. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
in
So
in my
actually,
living room, and I've kind of been that way. Like even as a kid, my parents are like, this is so weird that you're so good at this game, And so when I told them, they were like, yes, of course you're going. Of course they picked you, And then it got, it, real, where that I actually went down there, and then you win things and then you can't tell anybody. So my parents are like, so how'd it go? And and I'm like, it was fun. I had it, I have no regrets. And they're like, uh-huh, uh-huh. And I said, well, you're gonna have to watch in June with everybody else,
yeah. Yeah, I love your parents' reaction. That was my grandma's reaction when I got accepted because she was like,
Yes.
no, not even that. Even when I was in high school, like I could solve it like maybe two or three letters on the
Mhm.
board, and my grandma would look at my mom. She was like, we gotta sign him up for that show. Like, how do
For
wait, how do you sign up?
yes. So truly for years, my mom, even my sister, was like, you have got to go on this. But in my mind, it was like somebody saying you've got to be on TV, like that real people don't do that, and so it was just such a it was like a wish, it was like a Santa Claus wish,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
and so
I never thought it was possible because I mean
yes,
I know people do it, but it's just like no, that's hard because especially like seeing like the statistics, seeing like billions of people apply every year, and I'm like,
Right.
they're probably not gonna call my name out the hat, and because and even like just going there too, like you said, it was like everyone that knew, but they're like, of course we're gonna go.
yes, yeah. So it's so funny. Other people see it, but I couldn't see it for myself. But you know how I mean that happens in life when people are like, of course you're accepted. Of course of course you're doing well at whatever it is because other
Yeah.
people can see that in you. But for me, it was just such a wish, and it was such a um, it was kind of a fairy tale essentially, and so I just really never thought that it would be a real thing, and the fact that it was just so extraordinary. It really that's the only word I could use to explain it is
Right.
that it was it was a once in a lifetime kind of experience, and
Exactly.
yeah, and it has kind of parlayed into other things, so um like I did the show, and it was so fun. I'd be in the grocery store and someone would be like, I think I know you, and I'm like, no, you don't.
Oh my
And
God, that was oh my God, that was so. Did anybody like reach out to you like on social media that like you didn't know?
so I kind of avoided some of that, but I actually, so in the town that I live in, it got around, and there's like Facebook and those kind of things.
Yeah,
And I was a little nervous because you hear of like kind of the ugly side of social media, or kind of mean people or mean comments or whatever. And so once it was posted, I was kind of bracing myself like, oh, I hope nobody's mean. But I was expecting it, and it wasn't. It literally zero negative comments. In fact, just lots of kind words, and lots of people reaching out saying, I've always wanted to be on that show. I watch every night. I'll be
Yeah.
cheering for you. It was just an outpouring of support and really generous, nice comments.
yeah.
I
And
love
so
it.
that too was one of those things that's like, how am I so lucky? How is this happening?
Yeah. Wait, actually, I was wondering, did you know anyone before you that was on? Or
Never.
really? Oh yeah. So actually, like my mom's friend was on. I would say actually she has a friend that was on. I'd say 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh,
She did very bad. And I remember like when my episode aired, like she told like mom told her she said, "Oh, he did better than me."
Yeah.
yeah. No, I was really expecting like um or I knew the potential. I guess I knew the potential it could go that maybe not everybody is cheering for you, and
Mhm.
that was just not my experience. And so it was just so um I don't know, it was just so nice. It really was so nice.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So, Tammy, if you could give advice to anyone who's interested in being on the Wheel of Fortune or on any game show in that matter, what advice would you give to them?
Go for it. Just go for it. You have nothing to lose. You literally have nothing to lose. It takes you a few seconds to record a little video in most cases, or fill out an application or whatever the case may be. But what's the worst that could happen? They don't call, but you're really not out anything, right? But what if they see that little sparkle that you have, or what if it just works out that you get on, or you have the opportunity to go and have a new experience. Literally, um when I say that, the cash and prizes were obviously great, but the biggest thing I got out of this was the experience. And it was the 17 people that were with me that week. It's the alumni now that I've befriended and met up in person. You know, I was in Las Vegas in July with a bunch of Wheel of Fortune alumni, you know, and I'm on Facebook. I've made a bunch of Facebook friends with former contestants and things like that. And it's just a positive. It has really, for me, it has worked out to be a positive. And it all started with this little bitty video that I did literally sitting on my front porch. Like, I wasn't fancy. I wasn't anywhere exciting. I was sitting on my front porch in a, you know, in outdoor furniture, sitting there just like, I'm going to make this today. And this is what I'm going to throw it out there and see what happens. So you just never know. It's like a wish that could come true.